to the Let's Talk About It with Keola podcast. On this podcast, we have open minded, occasionally emotional, and thought provoking conversations about topics that hopefully will lead to some new perspectives. Let's talk about how loyal are you? You know how you guys always say, I'm loyal, I'm so loyal. Well, today we're going to talk about how loyal are you. And I have a guest with me, my son,
What's going on?
Savon. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about how loyal are you. Loyalty looks different for everyone. It's a little bit different for most people. And so I just kind of want to talk about the different ways that we can have loyalty and what that looks like for different people. And so kind of tell me a little bit about some of your experiences with loyalty and, you know, how you feel about it. And let's kind of start with loyalty for you in the workplace.
In the workplace, honestly, there is no loyalty with me in the workplace besides of just outside of my job description. If I'm supposed to be there at 6 a.m., then I'm there at 6 a.m. If I leave at 3, then I'm leaving at 3. Not saying that I haven't had experiences with staying past the allotted time I was supposed to be there, but ever since I've pretty much done that, it doesn't end well because the expectation then changes once you start going past that parameter or the time that they have for you to be there. So loyalty in the job is very, it's a fiery situation depending on how you want to play it. If you're one of those people who come to work and say, well, I'm going to do everything for my job and it's going to pay me back, I'm going to pay it off in the long run, that is true. But 9 times out of 10, it's probably not. It's not going to go the way you want it to go because it's going to play some type of political game with you in the long run. So my suggestion, go to work, do what you're supposed to, give 100%, not 110, and go ahead and have a plan from the day that you start on your next move, either career-wise or your the new way of saying escape out of the matrix. So just overall in the job, I wouldn't really show too much loyalty, even with some of your co-workers, because you'd be surprised how sometimes people change.
People move, yeah. And I read recently about a person who thought that they were being really loyal to their company, and they found another job, and they gave the company a 2-week notice. The company asked, well, you're going to another employer. The person was forthcoming, told them where they were going. They asked, hey, you've been really valuable. You've been a great employee. Can you give us a 4-week notice, which will give us time to get a new person, train a new person. They were, again, a good employee, so they said, hey, no problem, we'll give you 4 weeks. They planned a party. On the last day of that person's employment, they fired them, sent a notice to the new company because the person told them where they were going, gave them a bad letter of recommendation, and that company retracted their job offer. So now not only did they fire the person, they now no longer have the job that they were going to, and that person lost their insurance, which was covering them and other family members who were ill, and they're now out of a job. So it's like, they thought they were being loyal to the employer. They were being a really good employee, and this was the consequence of my loyalty to you. So we've gotten into an environment now with employers where they're saying people don't want to come to work, people don't want to do their job, more people are leaving. But, how loyal are the companies? How loyal are the employers to the employees? So our society has become so self-centered. So everybody is about me. What's in it for me? And so I think loyalty has become, I'm only loyal if it's benefiting me, if it's something in it for me, if I'm gaining something. If I don't benefit from it, then I'm not going to be loyal. Where my personality is, I am a loyal person. Like I'm genuinely loyal. Nobody has to coax me into it. As a matter of fact, I don't know how to be a fake loyal person. I'm not a fake person. So if I gotta pretend, I'm probably not gonna do it because that takes too much effort and energy. And to me, my time is very, very valuable. So the effort and time it takes to pretend, I could have done something else and used my time something much better suited. So for people that pretend, I can't really relate to fake loyalty. Like if I'm riding with you and I say I'm on your team, like I'm on your team. And so I don't understand like when people say they're your friend and then they're not really your friend. Like that to me is far, like it's hard for me to comprehend that. So I'd love to hear in comments how people, some of your experiences that you've had, but I'd like to hear from you, like, how do you, what is, when you're loyal to somebody, tell me, like, how do you, what's your, what is that, what's your perspective on it?
Well, conversation we had previously, I think that's more of a feminine thing, whereas, as far as switching up or, well, I don't like this person, so you shouldn't like this person. That's just, because there's a difference between a good friend and being loyal to. Because to me, being loyal, once you have that connection with a person who should be a good friend, it's just a natural instinct to kind of be a loyal person. So in all, I usually keep a small group of friends anyway. I do know a lot of people. A lot of people know who I am. They don't know the content of I am as a person until they get to know me. So I think most of the people who genuinely know me, I'm loyal to them and they're loyal to me. Just in instances where if I have a close friend, like what happened recently, I'm not going to necessarily say any names, but my closest friend wasn't in agreement with one of his other friends, our mutual friend. I just was kind of like, I'm cool with whoever you cool with, and I make decisions. Then again, I'm also a decision maker. I've never been a person who teeters well, I gotta hear both sides. I don't want to hear both sides. I know I'm cool with you. We've been friends for the longest. You've, like we've expressed before, proven yourself, or situations have came across where you've proved yourself without me having to ask you to. So I'm cool with whatever you cool with. I'm your friend. As you said, ride or die. I'm here to the end. And like we said in a conversation before, I think people have a problem with being loyal to people because of the consequences behind it. I'm a big advocate for if you're going to stand on something, you got to stand on it right, wrong, and indifferent. And if your friend is wrong and they get into something, be with them in that situation. And then later on when y'all get back to the house or whatever, then you can go off on them and address what they did right or wrong. And maybe not to put you in that situation before, but at the time being in front of everybody, I'm with you. Right. We're gonna go through this together, whether we get beat up together, whether we win together, whether it's something in regards to anything. If you become a young father, I just being loyal to is not gonna allow me to let you be a bad father or whatever the situation may be. Is for loyalty is supposed to be for the greater good of both parties. If it's detrimental to either one, then it's either no loyalty in there or it's a bad friendship.
Now, the one thing I will say about loyalty, if you do something illegal, I am the friend that do not tell me about the illegal, do not involve me in the illegal, because I don't want to do anything that's going to cause me to go to jail. I am not interested in that part of the friendship. So please don't tell me, don't show me, don't put me in that part of it, because I don't want to have to be compromised. My palms will sweat, I will get nervous, and so I will have to make a decision. So don't put me, so the loyalty will be compromised. So I'm loyal, I promise you, like I am ride or die. Just don't do the illegal, like leave me out of that part of it. But I think that in general, I'm just one of those people, I'm supportive, like I want to see people win. Like this podcast is about me deciding that I wanted to share with people. I want people to hear, I want to hear my perspective, of course, share my perspective, but I want other people's perspective from a positive platform, but I want people to be the best that they can be. And if I can do something to help you, that's where I'm coming from. I feel that way about loyalty. But I think a lot of times people say I'm loyal, but they're loyal from a selfish perspective. Like, I'm only loyal because I want something from you.
Well, honestly, I'm sorry to cut you off, man.
No, you're fine.
And I kind of think about it. People actually don't say that they loyal, honestly.
Most
of the time, you see a post. We're talking about on social media, a post about loyalty. What loyalty? It's like so many definitions, but you never hear. Most of the time, people say, "I'm a loyal person. I'm loyal, so and so and so and so. I'm loyal." It's more so, I'm their friend, or okay, yeah, we're friends, but it's not a loyal, because loyal also is not gonna come with. Honestly, loyalty does come with benefits if you just be genuinely loyal to the person.
Right.
But people know
automatically.
They don't really say they loyal. They don't really. They just kind of say we friends, so and so and so and so, or they have an argument and just say, "Well, I thought you were loyal to me." Okay, what is
but
that?
I never even said I was loyal to you.
Right.
It's an assumption.
It's an assumption, right? That we friends. And then that's why you got to go into the definition of what loyalty really is.
And what does it look like for you? Because even when you say in a family, you assume that because someone is your relative, well, some people do, assume, well, I've learned from experience that because someone is your relative, it doesn't mean that they're loyal, because that could be far from the truth. But, people assume because someone's your relative that they're loyal, but oftentimes your relatives are the last people in line to be loyal to you. So that's usually hurtful, or for me it would be hurtful, because I'm, again, the loyal person, so I'm automatically going to be giving out loyalty to my family members. And so people have said to me, well, my family members are the people who hurt me the most, because people aren't assumingly family members who are loyal. So loyalty does look different to different people, or people in your family may not be supportive, or you may start a business and your family members may be the ones who never support you.
So then I have a question.
Yes, what's your question?
So do you open the door with loyalty, or does somebody have to earn that from you?
That's a good question. So then opening the door for loyalty, do you expect that from the onset? So that's a good one. So I have to think about myself. I started selling real estate. This is my 22nd year being a real estate agent. So thank you to me. So when I started selling real estate, and they always tell you in the beginning, start with your family and your friends. Reach out to them first. My first real estate transaction was with one of my relatives who's now passed away. And she was a supportive person. She's one of the few people that I knew that's 100% supportive. Other than that, I've only had a few family members who've been supportive out of 22 years. Right. So I learned early in my business not to expect it from my family.
Or expect it no more, because maybe
in
psychologically,
because
you got one, you like, okay, well, I can expect that from my family.
Yes. And I led with it. So to answer your question, yes, because other cultures, that is how they operate.
Right. Yeah,
that is how. So when I came into the real estate business, that is what they tell you to do. Reach out to your family, reach out to your friends, because in other cultures, that is what they do. So they were training us from the concept of those people should be the first people to support you. Well, those actually were the last people to want to support me. And I've had family members who make excuses about why they didn't do it, or why. I've had family members to say, well, you're making money, let me have some of your money, not taking into consideration that I'm having to spend money to run a business. It's like you running a bakery, and then they say, well, I bought 2 or 3 of your donuts and let me have some of the profits you made off your donuts. Bruh, I had to pay for the flour, the sugar, all the things it took to make the donuts, and then you want some of the money. Like, bruh, for real? Do you go down there to the sugar factory and ask it? Like, come on. But that's what happens. So over time, or that it costs money. Like I'm running a business, so I have to use my money to reinvest in my business. So over time, I learned to not even expect it from my family or friends, because if I did, they're probably gonna want something back from me. And so I've had strangers actually to be way more supportive. I've had strangers to give me gifts, opposed to me giving my clients, my family gifts or whatever. I've had clients to give me gifts. So loyalty looks different for people. I don't expect, I'm a person who believes that if I give it to you, I'm expecting it back. So if I'm loyal to you, I expect the loyalty back. But yes, I do lead with it. But once I see that it's not reciprocated, I don't have any problem with pulling the line back. Right. Yeah, but that's with anything, though. Like if I trust you and then you show me I can't be trusted, the line coming back. Like I catch on really quickly. Like, oh, okay, that's how we're moving with this. No problem. Gotcha.
And I just do the opposite. I don't know, maybe from experience too. I do the opposite.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
okay, you got to show you first.
Sometimes I don't even talk much because I don't want people to know who I am. They don't. It's gonna be kind of a little arrogant, a little cocky. They don't deserve that from me. They ain't earned it.
Okay. So you got to show you first. Because
I know I'm an improvement on some type of. It's gonna be worth. If we friends, then we're gonna be friends. It's gonna
be a good friend.
Yeah, we got to earn that. So, okay. But yeah, you definitely, if you cross it after you earned it, yeah, it's probably a wrap with me.
Yeah. Now that is the other side to that for me, because I do lead with it. I have I have zero problems with once you show me that I cannot show you loyalty, that I cannot trust you, I lose absolutely zero sleep.
Yeah, right.
Cutting it off.
Right.
Like, some people feel bad. No.
Yeah, don't feel bad
Sleep,
at all.
snore, no problem. Okay, let's move on.
Feel bad at
because I gave you the benefit of the doubt in the beginning. So I think, and it's different for every person, obviously, but for me, I think loyalty is definitely something I'm proud to say that I willingly give to people. I'm very supportive. I do, even with my clients, my friends, like I said, my family. I believe in relationships. If you're in a relationship,
right, you should be loyal.
You should be loyal. If you're married, if you're dating, you decide you dating someone and they're not cute to you no more. They're not handsome to you no more. They just ain't doing it for you no more. Excuse me. Let's have a conversation. This not working. Let's just go ahead and have a grown person conversation and move on. Don't be loyal to the person anymore, and they got to find out from somebody else or some hurtful way. It's going to hurt them either way. So just go ahead and have a conversation. But loyalty to me goes across, the board. Like, let's just be loyal in general. But, I think people need to have more real conversations. Stop being loyal for selfish reasons. If you don't like the way somebody's moving, don't be fake and getting in their circle just so you can see what they got going on, knowing from the onset that you're not really moving with them like that. Get out of their circle. Go find you something else to do. It's a lot of other things to do, and there's some people in the world moving grimy just like you. Go be grimy with some more grimy people and get out of the circle with the people who really about something positive. And find something better in life to do, and get out of the way with the people who got something positive going on. But there you have it. That is today's episode. Again, I want to thank my son, Savon, for joining me today for full episodes. Make sure you are subscribing on Spotify and YouTube. Love you unconditionally. And make sure you stay connected on TikTok and Instagram. See you next time.